What's up, motherfuckers? Too cold to go outside and yell and scream. Quick message here on Saturday from the Bible. Something I read today. It said Saul was killed. Who was Saul? Saul was the king of Israel. They begged and begged and begged for a king, but they didn't like the judges. Obviously, judges will just judge. You come to them, present your argument, and the judge will judge. Kings, some kings have been good in history, some kings have been bad, but the king can do whatever he wants. That's the price of having that. And most of history has had kings because this democracy bullshit's crazy, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it. But here's the bottom line, okay? As I'm sitting there at age 40, almost 9, analyzing my life, okay? Wondering why all this crazy shit just happened to me nonstop for damn near 20 some years. Crazy, unexplainable shit. And you start wondering if something's fucked up with you, if you something's wrong, all it. And in the end, if you're called to be a David, King David, okay, who replaced Saul, and he was anointed, which means somebody came, it was Samuel, and spoke over David, prayed over him, spoke over him, you will be king. Now, I'm sure David thought it was going to be right away. And David had a lot of success early on. He defeated Goliath. Saul made him part of his family. Okay, he had favor. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Saul turns into an evil bastard trying to kill him. Just out of nowhere. And it's called the desert years. David roamed the mountainsides with a band of misfits for who the fuck knows how long. Okay? And when I'm going to try to get you to understand here, and I got to kind of watch what I say, but not really, fuck it. Okay? I don't know about all this COVID, what happened with it, not, okay? All these conspiracy theories. I know this, God's in control of everything. Okay? And there's all kinds of periods in history where people did some fucked up shit and God just comes. Saul died. Saul didn't die because David killed him. Saul got hit by a stray fucking arrow. David numerous times could have wiped his ass out for good fucking reason, but wouldn't do it because it was God's anointed. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I know David. Was David real or not? Who knows? Okay, most of the stories in the Bible are like Hercules and shit like that, missed to prove a point, okay? But it's instructive. And a lot of this shit is based on real fucking people. Conglomerate. Maybe maybe there were some famous kings of Israel and they just made a composite, based on a true story type shit, okay? So in the end, David was a warrior. He fucking killed all kinds of people. All kinds of people. If they fucked with him or his people or Israel or whatever. Okay. And just all of a sudden, out of the blue, when David was probably getting older, probably right around 50. Okay. I would guess, if I had to guess. And the entire book of Psalms is David bitching to God, praising God, scared shitless. Battle. Some of them are victory, some of them are defeat, some of them are like, what the fuck's going on? Okay? In the end, the baby boomers have been the most selfish generation in the history of the fucking world and I have a history degree. Okay? And if you're a baby boomer, all right, which is probably at this point, let's just call it 65 and over, okay? and this pisses you off, I don't give a fuck. Don't buy a motherfucking thing. If I find out you're 65, I'm not going to sell you anything. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be around you. Okay? I want nothing to do with it. I lived in Southwest Florida for most of my second half of my adult life around a bunch of selfish motherfuckers. Just a bunch of selfish motherfuckers. Didn't give a fuck. Don't care. They could give a shit less. As long as they get their Social Security check, they could give a shit less. And if you think about it, this COVID virus wiped 60, 70, and 80-year-olds out, which is basically the baby boomers for the most part. Just wiped them out. Fucking killed all kinds of them. Was it on purpose? Okay. You know, who the fuck knows? Okay. Did somebody come with a virus to wipe them out because they don't want to pay them the fuck, whatever the shit is? I don't know. I don't fucking care. And I'm not out to see anybody die, but I know that Saul's dead. Saul's dead. That your baby boomer generation, I'm not listening to them. I don't want nothing to fucking do with them. And nor should you. Just detach from them. Whatever this shit they built over, say, the last 40 years in America and the world, okay, this fucking fucked up ass system of whatever the fuck it is, I don't want nothing to do with any of it. Nor should you. So the good news is if you're Gen X, right around 50 or under, okay, or maybe a little older, if you're 50, between 50 and 60 or 50 and 65, let's say 60, because that was right there. There wasn't a whole lot of people with a 5 in front of their age that died of COVID. Wasn't a whole ton of them, okay? So let's say 60 and up is the baby boomers. So if you're between 50 and 60, I got no problems with you. You're kind of the tweener. I'm Generation X. I don't even know what the fuck we call you guys. Okay. It's our time. We need to lead. We need to take this motherfucker over. I'm not preaching fucking tyranny or fucking, I don't give a fuck who's in the White House. I could give a shit less. I want nothing to do with it, really. I want to try to find a way to just have nothing to fucking do with any of it. And I got some ideas, a legal way to have nothing to do with fucking any of it. And I got one idea for sure that'll get me mostly to where I don't have to have nothing to fucking do with it. And I'm going to implement that sooner than later. So there it is. You don't like the message? I don't care. Fucking delete me. I want you to delete me, no matter what age you are. Delete me. All right? There it is. Put it in your pipe and smoke it.